Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Today, something a little bit different. Well, there's quite a few things different with this shift today, everybody. Firstly, we are doing DoorDash. That's right, we signed up for DoorDash. We're going to be doing a DoorDash only challenge today. And today is actually a Saturday, not a Sunday. So we're doing a Saturday lunchtime, and we're going to go down into Albany, which is a little bit south from where I am here in Auckland, New Zealand. And so what will happen is the rules are, I'm going to change them slightly to my normal rules around a challenge, is that the timer will start, the 2-hour time will start from the time in which I get my first order through. And that's when the 2 hours will start. So we'll see what happens. I've got a little bit of time here to get to where I'm going to start. I want to start right in the heart of this zone. But today, ladies and gentlemen, DoorDash, let's see what happens. Okay folks, first order is in, and the countdown, the 2-hour countdown starts from 11:35, so I can accept orders up until 1:35 p.m. New Zealand time here on a Saturday. A nice little $7 order for 3Ks, looks good. And a reminder that I have to accept every order that I get through from DoorDash today, but I'm pretty happy with this first one. I'm just going to get around the corner here, round the roundabout, and let's go and pick this one up. I will catch you once we're sorted. A very simple drop off there, everybody, and the rain is coming down here. It's been very, very wet over here in New Zealand, right throughout the whole country. Auckland itself is usually a pretty wet city during the winter particularly. But anyway, $7 in the bank, very short trip. If I get, and it took 12 minutes, if I get $7 every 12 minutes, I'll be very happy with that. And the time is 11:48 right now, so just waiting for our next order. It's telling me an estimated wait of between 3 and 12 minutes. One thing I like about the DoorDash app is that it shows you on the screen exactly how much your current dash is, but also how much you've made during this session, which is kind of handy. Now it does the same on Uber Eats, it shows you how much you've made this session. It's a little bit harder to find how much you're getting paid for the job that you're on at the time. So it's really cool. It's got a heat map here on the app too, so you can easily sort of see where the hot spots are that you need to go ahead and wait. And at the moment it's McDonald's in Albany, which is pretty standard. It's usually the big fast food restaurants, but what I'll do is we'll try to see if we can pick up another order soon, fingers crossed. Then I'll talk a little bit about some of the testing I've been doing with both Uber Eats and DoorDash. Right, next order is through, and that took a while. It's now just on midday or just after, and we've got a Carl's Jr. order here, $8 I think it was, I've forgotten, but yeah, we had to wait a little while there, so let's go and pick this up. By the way, fun fact, I've never had Carl's Jr. ever, so I'm not sure if it's any good. Let me know in the comments. Oh my god, ladies and gentlemen, waiting sucks. It's now 12:08, so it took like 7 minutes to get that order. And like I've said before, that doesn't seem that much, but it adds up over time, particularly when you're doing a 2-hour challenge. You know, you want to get your order as quickly as possible. Some of these places, man, they are slow. Anyway, it is what it is. Which reminds me, last night I had probably the best night I've had doing this so far. Started off, actually I got a message from DoorDash saying, hey, it's mega busy, you should consider jumping online. And it was absolutely hammering down outside, so I was sort of in two minds, but I thought, well, this could be a good opportunity. With not many dashes on the road, and so I revved up the app. In fact, I revved up both DoorDash and Uber Eats, and I multi-app for the night. And so the way I do that is basically whoever gets the order through first, I accept their order if it's decent, and then I turn the other app off, so I don't obviously get orders from two orders at the same time from different places. And so what actually happened is the first order I got through last night was from DoorDash, all good. And then it just went off, and within the first hour I just had nearly $40 in the bank, including a $5 tip, which was very nice. But what actually happened was I ended up just under $90 for just less than 3 hours. So it was about $30 an hour, which is pretty solid doing this. But what actually happened was it could have been much more. I had a situation there with DoorDash where I got a job done really quick, and then I got a double order through, and I think the first bit of it was $10 and the second one was a $4 add-on. And so that would have, and I knew that it was going to take me out into the country a little bit, not too far, but enough just to be annoying. And with the extra second trip, that would make it worthwhile because, you know, the time versus distance, etc. was good. But what actually happened was I was waiting there for 10 minutes for the second order. The first one came through straight away. The second one, I was waiting. I let the customer know that I was waiting for it. And in the end, I had to cancel it. Now, the app actually prompted me and said, hey, do you want to cancel this? And if you do, you won't get any penalties and anything like that. So it didn't hurt my rating and anything like that. But yeah, it was annoying because then I had to deliver that $10 one. I'd already wasted 10 minutes and then obviously didn't have that second little payment to make it worthwhile. So those are the sorts of things that can kind of derail you a bit. And so here I was last night out in the middle of nowhere. I wasted a half an hour of my time really. And last night could have been even better than it was. However, I've got a good combination of Uber Eats and DoorDash orders come through, and I had a really nice one to finish the night from Whangaproa Peninsula right back towards my house, and so it ended up being really solid. The night before too, on Thursday night, was pretty good too. I would say on average so far that DoorDash is slightly better paying. That's my anecdotal analysis so far. I'd have to have a look closely at it, but I think that's the case. But anyway, folks, we are 3.8 k's away from this drop-off for Carl's Jr., so we'll go and get this one done. Well, that was a pretty straightforward drop-off, and it was a leave-at-the-door order. Those are my favourite, because you can just rock on up, throw it down on the doorstep, not throw it, you know what I mean, put it down on the doorstep, take a photo and move on. You don't have to wait for people to come to the door or anything like that, so it's just a lot easier. So we are now, it's 12:21, we're only at $15.34. It's telling me that it's 9 to 19 minutes for the next order. Not ideal, so it's very, very slow at this point. So that threw me out into the suburbs a little bit, about 5 k's away from central Albany. So I'm working my way back in there, and I'm hoping I can pick up another order on the way back in very, very soon. We really need one just to get us up above that 20 bucks, maybe towards the $25 is really what I'm aiming for. So anyway, folks, we're just gonna have to be a bit patient, and hopefully we'll get something through soon, and I'll come back to you once we do. Okay, everybody, this is terrible. We're pretty much an hour in now, and no more orders, and it's telling me on the app that it's going to be another 17 to 27 minutes to get another order, and that's just ridiculous. And that's the problem with lunchtime shifts. I found they're so inconsistent. So I'm breaking my own rules, and I've fired up and I've gone online with Uber also, and let's see if we can pick up some other jobs. The challenge is a bit of a debacle this weekend, but hey, that's how it goes. So we'll sit over here in the car park, and hopefully within a few minutes we might get at least some order from somewhere. Would be handy. Anyway, I'll bring you back when finally we get another order. Uber Eats comes through, a double order here. I'll throw the amounts up on the screen because I completely forgot on them. And one's a sushi, and first one's a sushi, and I didn't see what the second one was, but okay, we're back on track. Right, those two orders have been delivered. There's $13.50 in the bank. And I was thinking to myself, we really need to get an order pretty quickly. And the good news is, on the way to dropping off those two orders, I got this order right here. Very, very happy with that. It keeps the momentum going for the second hour. We're on track for a pretty decent hour at this pace, but let's go and grab this. It's novelty sweets, it looks like, so someone's got a sweet tooth. Let's go and get that one sorted. Folks, that delivery has been completed. That takes us to about where are we? I think about 38 or 36 or something for the session, so not amazing. That was a delivery to a funeral home, by the way. I've got to say that's a first. But we're on our way back in towards Albany, and I've got both apps up and running, and I think next time for a lunchtime session, that's absolutely what I do, both apps, unless I'm doing an individual challenge. But it's a hard struggle getting just just one app going. Very, very difficult. This is a nice part out here, just sort of west of the north shore of Auckland. But anyway, so we're hoping that, what have we got? We've got 9 minutes left until 1:35, so we're hoping we get one more last order through, and that would make this shift at least respectable. it's like red everywhere, which means that it's busy. So it's saying I've got an estimated wait of 1 to 4 minutes. So maybe we're going to get something here, ladies and gentlemen. Who sees? Anyway, I'm heading into that area, and let's see if we can grab something. I'll bring you back if we do happen to get something. You wouldn't believe it, folks, but the Uber Eats gods have come through for me. We've still got, what, 6 minutes left in the shift, and we got an order through for Katsubi, and then we got a add-on order. So we've got 2 orders to finish this off. It's gonna mean we're gonna put a decent total on the board, I think. Very happy with this. Uber Eats, by the way. DoorDash, I wasn't quite close enough to get into the hotspot, but I'm very pleased to get these 2. Couldn't have asked for anything better. So let's get these done, and then we can do a bit of a wash up on the shift, which is going to end up being pretty decent, I reckon. All right, we're out in the beautiful countryside of New Zealand, and this last trip, I've completed all my trips now. By the way, everybody, this last trip took me relatively close to where I live, so I'm pretty happy about that. But in the end, those last 3 trips, which I accepted before, 135, that really saved this challenge, and this has been the best challenge by quite a long way. I managed to get $15.34 through DoorDash, $43.19 via Uber Eats, which really came to the party in that last part of the challenge, and that leaves me with a total of around 58 bucks, just over. Actually, hold on, 50, 43, and what did I say? 50, yeah, 58. There we go. Lucky I can do some maths. How about that? And so, you know, that works out to be, what are we saying, 25 for about 29 bucks per hour, which is pretty good for this. However, of course, it took me a bit longer than 2 hours in reality. However, I did a lot of waiting around and stuff, and then we ended up having a multi-app, so I'm actually pretty happy. And the rules of the challenge are obviously that whatever you accept, you can count. So there we go, folks, a good little shift there. And now we'll head back home and enjoy the rest of the Saturday. So I hope you enjoyed the episode. Don't forget to smash that like button down below, subscribe if you are new, and until next time, everybody, take it easy.